Yo, 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 this is the Queen Azizah Nubia, and I am here with another Natural Woman Boss Talk conversation. And I have the lovely Monae Everett on with me again, because this is not her first time on the platform. She is back to talk about some of the amazing things that she does. So I'm going to let Monae introduce herself. So if you're new to the platform and do not know who she is, you're about to find out now.
Well, Aziza, my dear, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I just love you and the whole podcast, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am Monae Everett. I'm a celebrity and editorial hairstylist, author, and educator. Some of you may know me as a client attraction coach. I help hairstylists who want to make money beyond the chair, but I'm focused on my passion project right now, and that is Texture Style Awards. It's the first and only award show dedicated to celebrating all four hair textures and the artists who slay them.
Wow. So let's talk a little bit about the inspiration and congratulations on year two. To get to year two after year one is a big accomplishment. So tell me, what was the inspiration behind the Texture Style Awards?
Well, when we were all sitting at home on punishment during lockdown, punishment I didn't know could happen, and we had all of this time on our hands, and so many injustices were being brought to the forefront. The beauty industry did not escape that magnifying glass, and a lot of the beauty industry was called out for its lack of diversity and inclusion, not only in its imagery, in its advertisement, but also in the hairstylists that were pushed to the forefront, the decision makers, the ones that representing brands, all the way back down to the hairstylists in the salon that were uncomfortable with styling hair textures different than their own.
Okay.
Here on your podcast, I'm going to be super upfront and direct. This is not just a situation of white artists not being able to style black hair, because you better know there's a lot of black artists who are not able to style white hair. People ask me all the time how I'm able to work with celebrities and do so many different things. And I tell them the absolute crux of that is being able to style all hair textures. So it became full circle. I said, well, I see this problem that we're having. I understand hairstylists are not able to work with all different textures. What can I do to change this? And I said, how about we gamify it and make it more fun? Most hairstylists are competitive, so I created a competition, and you get to compete by submitting your work in all four of the different hair textures. But here's the behind the scenes.
Okay.
Here's the diversity and inclusion part. Yes, people submit. Yes, people win. But the way to really get yourself out there for celebrities and brands to notice you is to be written up in the media, to get this media attention like Aziz is giving me now.
Sure.
Yeah, you have to create these relationships. In order to create these relationships, you have to do newsworthy things like win a hair competition.
Right.
And for the artists who struggle with styling all hair textures, I even have preceding classes in May and June in New York teaching them how to style for each hair texture. Our sponsors are even giving away $250 worth of gift bag and products and tools to help get you on your way. Like, we are really focused on making major changes in this industry.
I think that is super awesome. And like your resume, like guys, if you do not know Monae, you have done and been on every movie set, TV show sets that everybody loves. Just tell them a little bit about some of your clientele.
Well, today I'm working with Kenya Moore from
Okay.
Real Housewives for some of her press. I am known for doing most of Dominique Fishback's most iconic styles. I've worked with Nia Long, Viola Davis, a lot of Disney girls, a lot of Nickelodeon starlets. For my babies out there listening, I've worked with that girl Lele, Lizzie Green, so Gabriella Nevaeh. I've just so many. I feel like I have a lot of women that we look to like moms, but a lot of the babies too, like
Right.
Gen Z and now what we're calling Gen Alpha. I have a lot of those clients. So it's exciting to work with them. And, they help to keep my finger on the pulse of what's popping.
They sure do. I love it. So I think it's super awesome that you put together this Sector Style Award. So tell us a little bit, like, what can we expect for people that will be attending? Is it virtual, or can you buy tickets and actually attend now that we're out of punishment?
Outside.
Yes. So how what can we expect?
So everything is hybrid. When
Okay.
you submit virtually. That is completely virtually. You have to submit your images by June 30th. There's 10 categories. So there's straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and coily hair, up style or down style for professionals. And we have two student categories. So student up style, student down style, because, we got to include the students.
Yes.
So that's completely virtual. You submit by June 30th. It's super inexpensive to submit, only like $30 an entry. You can take your own images. You don't have to hire a photographer. We want to just celebrate you in the final texture of the hairstyle you created. Take your own picture on your smartphone, submit it by June 30th. But we also have preceding texture classes. So May 15th is curly hair. May 22nd is straight hair. June 12th is coily hair. If you could use a little brush up on how to style these hair textures and on how to style these hair textures for photos, pull up to the class, come live in New York, and we have that $250 gift bag for you. Or yes, you can watch virtually. Virtually, it will be great. You'll get tons of information. When I did the virtual classes in 2021, I mean, it became a heart open situation. People were really getting to the questions that got to the root of why they aren't styling different hair textures,
Okay.
because it's a lie. To say it's really about the skill. Most of the time, it's about the fear, and it's about other misleading beliefs and limiting beliefs that keep people from living in their true purpose or really making the best of this wonderful career that we chose. I mean, hell, it's the beauty industry.
Yeah.
Don't you want it to be fun? Don't you want to make everybody look beautiful?
Yes.
So we had some really interesting conversations. There were a lot of things people did not know, like just a major misconception that if you don't have coily hair, a lot of people were saying, oh, someone told me I can never put water on coily hair. So you just go at it with a brush. Whoa,
Wow. Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Better
No.
believe that's stemmed in, roots of prejudice and racism. So it's like, no, it's actually the opposite. The more coily the hair, the more moisture, the more water you want to put into the hair. Or I had Black stylists who would say, oh, that white hair is so stringy. I can't do anything with that. And I'm like, oh, watch mama work. Let me show you how to
Right.
build this up and create this style. Hair is hair. There's so much more in common, that we have than not. So you can submit your entries through June 30th. Then we're going to have a panel of celebrity judges like Ursula Stephen and Color King and Kia Sterling and Kia Neal. And we have 24 celebrity judges. They
Okay.
have 10 days to judge you. That's round one.
Okay.
Baby, we keeping this thing lit. Then for those of you that like to show out, we're going public, where you can have people vote on you publicly. You'll share your entry and people can vote on you publicly. When I did it in 2021, I was like, oh, this is cool. It'll be nice. We had 27,000 public votes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I wasn't expect. I went back. I was like, there must be a typo. No,
Yeah.
27,000 people cared who won. This is why we're back in 2023. So
Yeah.
we ended up having a virtual ceremony in 2021. We're going to have a live ceremony in 2023.
Okay.
So we need people to pull up. You'll come to New York August 13th. It's going to be lit. We're going to have our sponsors there. This is how you get to know the celebrities in your industry. This is how you get to know the brands. This is how you get interviewed in the media. This is how you become that platform artist, or you get those bookings outside of working in the salon. This is how you decide where you take your career, rather than staying in a situation where you've never seen someone who looks like you in another position. We're changing that. 2023, we're changing it. Texture Style Awards is really a diversity and inclusion initiative. I'm just going to call it what it is. This is
Right.
my way of helping people get to the positions they want to be in. How many times are you looking at TV or a magazine saying her hair don't even look that good? Why did they let that person get the job? Because you, who are more qualified,
Mhm.
doesn't have the credentials to show your qualifications and get that job. Let me help you get those credentials.
Yeah. Man, if you guys don't even realize what she's saying, but because I know a lot of women that are in the beauty industry and
Mhm.
they're ready to elevate to get those celebrity clients and, you know, be behind the scenes, start their own hair brands. The way you get those deals, the way you get ahead is how you network, the things that you associate with. Media is so important. Like you have to build your credentials up. You're not going to get that far. And what she's telling you is real on every industry, in my opinion. You know, you have to get out there and start moving and shaking if you want to start elevating.
And shout out to you, Queen, for creating a platform to really elevate our voices. It takes people like you who do this hard work of lifting other people while you climb. And I thank you for that.
Oh, I appreciate it. As you know, we all have to play our role. We all have to play our part. I just commend you. All textures. Don't get me started.
What? What? You know it. You know how this conversation could.
Yes,
We
yes.
keep it cute, but
Yeah, and it's really powerful because it's like you're dominating just the industry. Because you know, when you get into the beauty and hair industry, even though it's so big, like on every spectrum, it's very divided.
Yes. Can I get real nerdy and start dropping some stats?
Hey, yes, yes, you can.
Okay. So clearly, the U.S. we're going to say it's 100% of people. Clearly,
Yeah.
Black people fluctuate between 12 and 14% of this country. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say women. That's somewhere around 7% of the country. Our industry has predominantly women, though dominated. So at the top are men. Okay. When we start going into percentages of people who actually know and care about the beauty industry, we're talking under 5% of the entire country. If I Google how to become a celebrity hairstylist, who comes up in that search? Monet.
Yeah.
There's so few people who care enough to put out the information.
Yeah.
Okay. If you start looking up stuff like how to care for my natural hair at home, yeah, you'll start finding stuff, but that's caring for it at home. So that leaves a big hole in our industry. There are so many women who care about this industry. I was on a different show before, and they were talking about how do I feel should braiders be licensed.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Now, the licensed part of me believed everybody should be licensed, but I got to thinking a little bit. And y'all hear me out, I'm going around a circle a bit. I got to thinking a little bit. Women, people, but I care, so deeply for women. We
Yeah.
have always needed things, domestic things that maybe the average person didn't pay much attention to help lift ourselves out of situations. Whether
Right.
it's cooking, whether that's cleaning, that's babysitting. Honestly, hair braiding and basic hair styling falls into that. And I started thinking, if we take this away from people and make them have to go through years of cosmetology, 20 to 40,000 for those who don't know, a
Hmm.
lot of women will never have the situation where they can lift themselves up to a new level. So I sided with maybe teaching them about sanitation, but
Yeah.
not full licensure. All of these things go together. This is why we have to create opportunities for different people. And you may say, Monet seems all over the place. Trust me, it's all in the same pod. We want opportunities. We want to do things differently. Somebody's got to create these opportunities.
Exactly. Yeah, somebody has to put in the work to make it happen.
Yeah.
And what you're saying, I think is really powerful about the braiding. because I'm one of those people, like, my hustle, if I ever need it down and out, is I could do hair. I
Yeah.
learned how to braid when I was about 8 years old. No one taught me. I just remember I had my Cabbage Patch doll and I was just braiding the hair. I don't even remember, like, I was never taught. And I was just very good at that skill, being able to braid, and it's something that came natural. So I definitely kind of side with, I definitely don't believe you don't need to go to school to learn how to braid hair, but if you want to start a business, then you need a license.
Well, or sanitation.
Sanitation, yeah, sanitation, yeah.
I done
I've seen
seen
some crazy stuff on TikTok and Instagram.
so I'm gonna freak you out and tell you something real funny. I've always loved doing hair, but I did not learn how to braid
Uh-huh.
cornrow until I was almost out of cosmetology school.
Wow.
My first book, my first book right here was on braided hairstyles.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, oh my God, y'all want me to do a book on braided hairstyles? I've only known how to do this like 6 or 7 years. Like, I would see all the other young girls like on the stoop, corn rolling. And I was like, oh, I wish I could. It took the boys in my school to be like, hey, look, I heard you signed up for doing hair and stuff down to the program. I'm going to need you to braid my hair. And I was like, I don't know how to do it. They were like, we're going to come over and you're going to practice and you're going to learn. And we went from there. But I was so embarrassed to say, like, I did not learn how to braid until cosmetology.
Wow. Wow.
A basic 3-strand, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
On your head, stuck down. You're asking a bit much there.
Yeah. It's definitely a skill. But that's interesting. I would have never have known that.
And now, I'm going to stitch you up, boo.
Oh, yeah. Now you making it work.
I had to learn in cosmetology, girl.
Wow. So, yeah, that's the first time then. Okay, I stand corrected. You can learn.
You can learn to braid. You can learn different ways. Like, a lot of the braiding that I do is more like editorial or stylized braids. Cornrows are amazing. Cornrows are the foundation of so many styles. And I venture to say that maybe you didn't realize what an amazing skill you had because you had been doing it from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's the foundation of so many styles, but it's so trippy to me that a lot of people don't want to walk around in cornrows, but they need style. It's the foundation of the style, whether that's a sewn and weave or some type of chignon or updo, or like when I create a lot of volume on top, I'll show people, I'm like, it's a fishtail braid that I just pulled out so that no one can see the stitching. And you're looking at that person saying, look at all that texture and height. I wonder how they got that, baby. It's a braid.
Wow.
It's a cornrow. It's a Dutch braid, whatever you want to call it. It's a braid stuck to the head. It's a braid.
Wow. Wow. So I know, in addition, because I want to ask the question, like, what are some of the tips you would have for someone who wants to either get into editorial or behind the scenes celebrity clientele, or just get more into the Hollywood media side when it comes to being a stylist, besides entering into the Texture Style Awards? Yeah. What are some other tips that you can give for anyone on that journey trying to figure it out?
So I want to go a little deeper than networking. So I'm going to say a couple more things. So first off, your first job is networking. Whatever you do is your secondary job, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to take it one step further. There's this big misconception. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And I'm like, that sounds so good, but it's bullshit. It's not who you know, it's who knows you. That's the part of networking. All of us can identify Beyonce. We all know who Beyonce is. How many of us does she know? How many of us is she calling, to book? So this is why you want to go to events like this, so that the people who are in positions that you want, the people who are able to hire you, they know who you are so they can call you. Okay. It's not enough that, oh, I saw such and such, I said hi and I took a picture. No, you let them see your work. You have conversations with them. You show up in person. Be better than Monae, because I loved the Zoom of it all. I totally did. But like today I went to the makeup show and it was nice to have so many decision makers come up to me. You get what I'm saying? That's very, oh, Monet, I need to hit you for this. Oh, Monet, are you available for that? Monet went up in there and got a few bookings from stopping through the makeup show. This is what you want to do. So if you want to work behind the scenes on movie sets and stuff, you have to get the people who are in those positions and are able to hire to know you. That's the producers, that's the networkers. Most importantly, it's the people who do what you do and the other assistants who do it. Okay. So depending on where you are in the country, it can be easier or, not so easy, but everybody is within 4 hours of New York, LA, Dallas, Miami, Chicago. Okay. Mm-hmm. Everybody can get to those places. So you want to start milling about and networking in those places. But I would say the biggest way to make a wave is to take classes. People value people who show up for education. Mm. Everybody wants the fruit of the harvest. How many people want to sow and wait for that reaping?
Yeah. Oh. Mm.
And that's a word. Can you just pretend to not be crazy long enough for me to hire you?
Right. Thanks. Man, that's some words. So I hope you guys wrote them tips down, especially if you're serious. You're getting it from the guru herself. She is laying the game. And I'm very excited about the Texture Awards. So tell us again, how can stylists enter? And it's open to, because you can enter online. Yep. Just America? Could you be from
America and Canada? North America. So most of North America, the USA and Canada, because we shout out to Mexico. Y'all part of North America too. Shout out to y'all. Yeah. So US and Canada, but one day soon we're going to include Mexico in that. You just go to texturestyleawards.com. And my loves, there's no D after texture. texturestyleawards.com, and it'll walk you through everything. It'll break down every category. It'll break down every hair texture. It'll tell you all the due dates. And those classes, that's where you need to be at the classes. texturestyleawards.com/classes. The classes are going to be lit. VIP tickets include 2 classes per day. You start at 10:30. You're done by 4. The first class is going to be a more basic styling class, how to bring out each individual texture, how to play it up, how to create volume. The second class is going to be lit. That's going to be the advanced class. That's going to be showing you how to style that hair up and take your own photos on your own smartphone to submit for Texture Style Awards. Now listen. Anybody interested in learning to style these textures can show up. You don't have to enter Texture Style Awards. But if you do and you get those VIP tickets, you get to 2 classes. You also get a free entry into Texture Style Awards. You also get 2 raffle tickets and you get that $250 gift bag. The class ticket is only $115 for VIP. Ask the sponsors. Like BioIonic is giving away. Oh, look. BioIonic is giving away this dope curling iron just for coming to the classes. I was like, damn, y'all paying people to come to my class? Like, wow. The curling iron itself is just under $200, and there's other things in the bag, other pro products and tools in the bag.
So let's talk about. I'm sorry not to cut you off, but what are more of the sponsors that you have?
My sponsors are lit. I got BioIonic. And because they're right here, I can just grab this curling. Right. I can't believe this. They sent this to me yesterday. They were like, hey, we know you use this, but we're thinking of giving this away in a gift bag. I was like, girl, what? A $200
bag. Ooh, let me go on and get my ticket.
Right? I just can't believe that they're doing it. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. So we've got BioIonic. We've got Weed Ed. Some of the best curly hair products you can ever buy. They are professional. I use them all the time. Like if you ever Google me and Weed Ed, you'll see me talking about them in magazines for like the past 6 years. Curls, a great consumer brand, Black owned, but they might be coming into the pro space.
Okay.
A little something. Don't tell them I told you, but they might be doing something. We have Wet Brush, which is known for some of the best detangling brushes on the market.
Okay.
We have Biolodge, which is known for clean beauty, clean hair, no parabens. We have Moroccan oil, which is known for that deep moisturizing shampoo and conditioning treatments. They've even expanded to a color line that everyone is raving about. We have Read the Teas, which is a online industry publication. They are our main media sponsor.
Okay.
We have Vogue, we have Social Art House, we have Raw Luxury by Lauren, which is an amazing textured hair brand. So all of the hair extensions that you see that I work with on sets and with celebrities, the overwhelming majority are from there. We got the most lit sponsors.
Wow, I love that you have all of this amazing support. That just shows that this is something epic that's going to be sticking around for a very long time.
Epic. But you know what? I'm going to go a little further and tell you guys something. I've been to probably 5 or 6 trade shows in the past 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, that's where I was going earlier when I was saying how we are a smaller amount of the population than we know, because when we show up somewhere and it's 1,000 people, 10,000, 20,000, we're like, oh my God, there's so many. No, that's a small percentage of the US. If there's something that you believe in and that you like, you need to support it. Sometimes that's not with money. Sometimes that's sharing, but most importantly, that's showing up. When you don't support and you don't show up to these places, you show the powers that be that it's not important.
Yeah.
Most trade shows that I've been to lately are half the size that they were before COVID. And when you speak to the brands, they say, oh, artists aren't showing up, so we're not going. It's not worth the fees. And then artists say, where are all the brands? How come I can't get my pro discount? How come I don't get the free stuff I used to get? They like, oh no, you don't care, I don't care.
Right.
Go up and show your support. If it's something you believe in, show your support by sharing it online, by tagging, by buying tickets, and by most importantly, showing up. Not just buying a ticket and no showing. Show up.
Yeah, show up. Yeah, I definitely feel that, because it feels like, since the COVID era, we're starting over. Everybody's like rebuilding, especially when it comes to doing things outside, trade shows. It's like a whole new territory. So
absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. And
it's time we get back into the groove of things.
Absolutely. And there's a little, concern about going out in public. And I get that. But the first thing I said was show it's important by commenting and sharing. I don't know that people truly understand how important that is. When I walk into a meeting full of executives as a Black woman and I say, this is something important that we care about, they say, that's good. You got opinions, Monae. Show me the stats showing that people care. And Texture Style Awards is not just a Instagram competition. We have our own platform, texturestyleawards.com. If I'm not able to show people going to those platforms, they're going to say people must not care about this. Don't be sneaking linking in my DMs and not going to the website, not sharing, not liking. That matters.
Right. Yeah, it really does matter. And people don't even realize that. That's how if you can't show up, share, like. Just a simple like helps push it in the algorithm so more people can, see it. Share it in your stories.
Yeah.
It's so important. And that's how we can get the word out a lot easier.
That's how we survive. That's how we are able to help. It's nice when people quietly come up to me and say how much they appreciate it, but I need some of that out loud too, boo. Don't love me in private only.
Love me out loud.
Love me out
I get it all the time. Like if you go to my stories, I have sometimes I can have up to 1,000, 2,000 views. Wow. Just for just people looking at my stories.
Wow.
Does that convert into likes when I post what I posted in my stories? I get 3 or 4 likes, but everybody I see you moving on Instagram. I see you moving on Facebook. Okay, like it.
Yeah. What my man said, but did you like it?
Yeah, like that helps.
But did you like the post.
Yes.
Nah, don't talk to me about it until you go back and like it. And people think it's petty, but this is how we support ourselves, and this is how we advocate change for you. It's not just, a blogger that's saying, do I look cute today? We are creating platforms to help you, and there's no string attached. We're not telling you give us money for this or
No.
taking something from you. This is something that you gain from.
Man, exactly. Like just this whole live that you guys are watching for free. If you're a stylist wanting to get into the industry, to be a celebrity professional stylist, to be in magazine covers, and Monet has been everywhere, y'all. She just gave y'all major tips that people have to pay for, that some of the head top stylists don't even share just because they don't want it saturated, because it's very, it's lonely at the top. It ain't that many people up there because not too many people gonna get there. But the fact that you're wanting to help people get there, like you can't get any better than that. So show your support, share. With somebody that may be interested.
Yeah,
So
share it with your friends and your family. Don't. I've even heard clients say stuff like, "Oh, my hairstylist would be great, but it's hard enough to get an appointment. I'm not going to share." Don't be like that.
yeah,
Operate from, I would say operate from an open hand standpoint. Everybody got their hand out. They want somebody to put something in their hand for them, but that means you got to make space. So you got to give up some of the stuff in your hand to somebody else to make space for something better for you.
yeah, yeah. And that's that scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
We got to know that it's abundant. It's so much work out here. It's so much for everybody to eat, and is nothing and lacking. Is all mindset. So I'm encouraging.
Encourage the next person. Yeah, I wrote "Get Out of Your Own Way." Oh, see, I'm backwards here.
Yeah.
I wrote "Get Out of Your Own Way" for artists who want to work with celebrities. Get out of your own way. 25 insider tips for booking celebrity hairstyling clients. It's there for hairstylists and makeup artists. As long as God allows me to share with others, I know He will make room for me to do more.
Yes, I love that. I love it. I love it. Again, so tell us where we can enter into the Texture Style Awards. I got the website up here, but you give us the rundown one more time and then let us know how we can support you.
Baby, pull up texturestyleawards.com, texturestyleawards.com. The website was texturestyleawards.com. If you don't want to go to texturestyleawards.com, you can always come over and follow me at Texture Style Awards on Instagram, spelled the same way as the website, Texture Style Awards. Slide in them DMs. You know what? I'm here to help you thrive. The better you do, the better we all do. There's room for all of us. And I'm just going to be very clear. At the bottom, it looks crowded. At the top, it is damn near empty. There is room. All you got to do is take those couple of steps higher up than the people surrounding you. And it's a whole new era up there.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And you just gave some amazing gems. So tell us how we can support you. I know you have your book. Tell us what else, what other stuff, because she just ain't checked your style awards. Just know that, y'all.
Yeah, Get Out of Your Own Way is available. You can get a print copy or very smooth. A print copy or an ebook instantly. So yeah, I want to help artists who would like to work with celebrities. And I also speak a lot about diversity and inclusion. Everything that I do is surrounding diversity and inclusion in the beauty industry. So I love it when colleges and universities and corporations invite me to speak to their employees about beauty bias and things of that nature. To support me, all I want you to do is tell people about me, like and share. Like and share my ish. That's all.
And for anybody that's like, wow, people really pay her to come and talk about inclusion in the workspace when it comes to hair. Hey, I'm gonna just tell y'all, if you look at some of your local news, no matter where you at, a lot of the Black news anchors are now wearing more of their next natural hair
Yes, we are.
textures, braids. Like, just know a few years ago, it wasn't like that. It wasn't so easy. A lot of them had to fight for that right. So yes, This is a
Beauty
real thing, a
biases.
big industry.
The beauty biases. So beauty bias is not just I don't like her. I don't like her hair like that. It is, did I stop them from that promotion because I assumed something about them? Did I not hire them because I assumed something about them from how they presented themselves?
Yeah.
But another place, another time. We making big moves with Texture Style Awards.
Yes, and I'm super excited. Tell us when the Texture Style Awards, the end date for the entries, and then when can they pull up?
Sure. So you must enter by June 30th.
June
So
30th now.
tell all your friends you got 2 months. You don't even have to have professional photos. You can take your own image, just a non-distracting background, like none of this stuff I got going on. Solid white or brick background or something so we can see the hair by June 30th. And you're going to submit to texturestyleawards.com. And you can pull up for the live event August 13th in New York. You definitely want to be there. It's going to be, that's the place to be. At another one of our sponsors, Aveda Arts and Sciences in Soho. If you have not had the chance to see this spot, you're going to be like, oh my God, Monae, how did you get this? Because they believed in me. And they believed in Texture Style Awards.
I love it. I love it. So, guys, there you have it. We have brought on Monae Everett. She dropped some gems on us. She let us know about this amazing award show. Anybody that's out there in the hair industry wanting to show what you got, wanting to rise up and elevate in the industry, make sure you enter in the Texture Style Awards. This is next level when it comes to the hair industry, and it's something that you definitely want to be a part of. Thank you so much, Monae, for having me on here. So I always like to end my interviews. Give me your 3 tips to success that you can pass to the next person wanting to follow in Monae's footsteps.
3 tips. Number 1, God gave you 2 ears, 2 eyes, and 1 mouth on purpose. Listen and look way more than you speak. Talking to Monae here, too. That would be the first one. The second, I would say, go out of your way to make connections so people know you. I shared that. I want to think of something that I have not shared. Oh, don't be afraid to take a path that you haven't seen your loved ones take. Know that they're not taking that path because God didn't give them that vision. They're not, maybe not supporting you in your path because God didn't give them that vision. Just because mommy and daddy and uncle and aunt don't think you can do it has nothing to do with your ability to do it. You better know my family did not support me going into cosmetology. They just now spinning the block. Like, oh, look at how great you're doing. Because they didn't know, that God didn't give them the vision. He didn't give them, they didn't research it. They researched the things that they're interested in.
Right.
So don't be afraid to make your own. I have been an entrepreneur for 20 years, since way before it was cool. And your gifts will make room for you.
I love it. Those are some amazing tips. Thank you so much for giving me your time this evening. Make sure you guys go to the Texture Style Awards. I got the website up one more time. And then make sure you go to naturalwomanmagazine.com. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay in the know of all the amazing things that we have going on. We have a great email list popping, y'all, and we have some amazing things popping up this year as well. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you support the Texture Style Awards. Make sure you go and like and follow Monae, the Texture Style Awards. Make sure you go share the flyer and your story and on your pages.
Yes,
share it with a friend. Let's get the word out. We're taking the hair industry to a whole new level, and I'm so excited that I had you on here tonight. But that is our show, guys. Make sure you tune in next time where I'm going to be coming on here with another natural boss who just do they natural thing and they excel in it. We'll be back with another episode. Again, thank you so much, Monae. And I can't wait to see how everything turns out.
Oh, it's
I'm
gonna be
excited.
lit. You're gonna have to have some of the winners on your show.
I know. We gotta work that out. That sounds like a plan. All right, guys. Until next time. Peace.